Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV, a very special Remarkable TV, where today we're talking about batting 300. Are you ready? Well, let's get started. I said this is a special episode, and it is. As this is released, it is the 300th episode ever of Remarkable TV. And since, as we are recording this, it's also about the time for the World Series to start, it seemed like baseball was a good thing for us to talk about today, or at least a little bit. And you may or may not be much of a baseball fan, but one of the key statistics in baseball, one of the things people talk about in baseball is how good are the hitters, and batting average is usually what's used, or one of the ways it's used to describe or define how good a baseball player is. And if they are hitting 300, it's considered pretty much a benchmark for success. If you hit 300, you're a pretty good hitter. And that simply means, if you're not a baseball fan, that you're getting about 3 hits or more for every 10 at bats. 3 hits for every 10 at bats, okay? So I did a little research into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and I found at the time of this recording that there are 177 positional players in the Hall of Fame, which means players that hit all of the time. Some pitchers didn't as much, so not including the pitchers. 177 positional players. The best lifetime batting average of all of those was 366, and the worst was 257. And about half, 90 of the 177, hit above 300 for their career. So what I'm saying is that while 300 is considered a great benchmark, only half of the Hall of Famers hit 300. Now you may be saying, Kevin, why are you giving me a baseball lesson? I don't really care. There's a big, important point here for us. My question is, are you going to go with your standards or baseball's standards? Baseball says 300, good. But for many of us, we say if we can't get on base every time, if we're batting 1,000, that's awesome. But I would say if you're batting 1,000, if you're not ever failing, that you're probably not challenging yourself. Heck, if you are successful 40% of the time, you're better than Ty Cobb was as a hitter, the greatest hitter ever. 40%. Now, I know if you are a baseball fan, you're saying, well, batting average isn't quite that simple. There's more things that go into it. Walks don't count and all these other things. But yeah, that's true. But life is not that simple either. I realize that, right? Don't lose sight of the point that I'm making here. Imagine that you were a really good baseball player. And then imagine that every time you go to bat, you figure that you will fail about 7 times out of 10. And if you fail 7 times out of 10, you're still going to be very successful. We don't use that standard in our lives. And I'm wondering how things might be different, maybe better, if we did. So I have 3 lessons for you from the baseball metaphor. 1, take more swings. You might miss once in a while. You might also hit a home run. Number 2, see failure as learning. Failure isn't final. Failure is fertilizer for the future. How about that for alliteration? And the reality is, when we swing and miss, we have the chance to learn something, so the next time we swing, we may improve our odds. And 3rd, get back up. The players come back to the plate. The next time it's their turn, they're back and swinging away, and we should be doing the same. We need to get back up when we fail and get back after it. Batting 300 is a great success for a baseball player. We may not see it that way for ourselves, but maybe, just maybe, if we adopted the baseball standards a little bit more for ourselves, we'd achieve more. Let me close with today's tweet. The very best baseball players fail 70% of their trips to the plate. Given that, should you be taking more swings? Well, I said we're celebrating 300 episodes of Remarkable TV. There's a new one every week, and I hope that you will want to watch all of them in the future. Heck, you can binge watch the old ones, but the best way to make sure you get all of the new ones is to subscribe right here so that each week when a new one is released, you'll be made aware of it in your email. We hope you'll do that. And if you do, I'll see you next week on another Remarkable TV.